What is going on, YouTube and Weight Loss Warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. And today I want to talk about something important. It's been 10 years since I've eaten fast food. That's right, you heard me. I'm going to tell you the story, and I'm going to tell you what I learned right after this. What is happening? I am C-Dub, and if you're new to my channel, I lost 125 pounds eating just one time a day. I appreciate you clicking on the video today. I started this channel to give people tips and tricks on their weight loss journey, so I hope to help you. And for all of you that are returning to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing and becoming a weight loss warrior. I also want to throw out there that those of you that are watching my channel that haven't hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. You're already enjoying my content. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Help me run these numbers up so YouTube will recommend my videos to more people. With all that said, we're going to have to rewind a little bit in time and just talk about what happened to me growing up so you can get an idea kind of where I was at fast food wise. And basically fast food has been in my life my whole life. But I think it started really getting heavily involved when I was about 18 or 19 years old. As you guys know, I lost some weight in high school, and at this point I was a great athlete, and I was burning calories all day long, and I could eat whatever I wanted. And my parents just got a divorce, and I think my mom was tired of cooking and tired of the family life, and I moved in with her for about a year. And we ate fast food all of the time. Shortly after that, she went to Roanoke, and I got my first apartment. And now you're talking about a single guy, 19, 20 years old, paying bills. I'm eating fast food every single day. And so that went on for a long time. I met my wife. We ended up getting married. I didn't really change the fast food habits, and I had my first son. So now we're sitting at about 2009. And just so you know where I'm at in my life at this point, I had my own business. It was a cage fighting company, Mixed Martial Arts. And it was a very stressful, very busy job. I was gambling lots of money every show. It would cost me $50,000 to put on a show, and I'd leave with a $55,000 check for putting it on, and I'd get roughly $5,000. But that wasn't even like that was just the risk. I could make a check for 30 depending on how many people bought tickets, and the economy had just crashed and my company was kind of going under. And so my wife was thinking, hey, maybe it's time to give up the business and maybe it's time to focus on the boy and stay at home with him. And that led to even more fast food eating. And so I was at home with my firstborn, and basically in the morning he would wake me up, and I would go I'd feed him, I'd get him all dressed up, we'd get in the car and we'd go, and I'd normally go to Hardee's and get a chicken biscuit in the morning and a hash brown. I would eat that thing down, then wait around until lunchtime, pack him back up, and I would head out generally to many different places, but McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese supersize was my go-to. But occasionally I would get a 20-piece chicken nugget there and a french fry. And sometimes I would go to Rally's and eat their hamburger, or Wendy's, or Burger King, or wherever, really. It didn't really matter. Most of the time it was McDonald's, but I could do it all. And then I would come home, and sometimes my wife would cook and sometimes I would cook. We would trade off back then. But there were definitely days that neither one of us felt like it, and so we ate fast food again, probably at least twice a week. We'd be back out at KFC or McDonald's or whatever for dinner. And so, as you can see, I was eating fast food left and right and everywhere in between. And I was at about my heaviest weight, definitely over 300 pounds. I wasn't stepping on the scale then, so I don't know if it was, 312 like when I had my sleep apnea clinic. That was about 6 months into the future, so I might have even been a little heavier than that, if you can wrap your mind around that. So it was this time of year. I mean, you guys know I'm coaching wrestling, and so I've got that going on, and so I don't have a lot of time for Thanksgiving. So my family went up to Thanksgiving to my mom's house, and I was going to come up after practice on Wednesday. So I was getting out, and I was going to be in Roanoke around midnight, wake up Thursday, have Thanksgiving with my mom and my family. Then I was hopping in the car and coming back so I could practice Friday morning. On that particular Wednesday night, I finished my wrestling practice and got home, took a shower, got everything ready to go, and I headed out the door. I was hungry, so I went to, you guessed it, McDonald's. Well, for whatever reason, it didn't feel very good. I got food poisoning. I felt awful. I was not feeling right, and I had to pull over a couple of times to throw up on the side of the road. I got to Roanoke, and I was devastated. I could barely get out of bed that Thursday. I barely made it home in time for wrestling practice. I had to lay down during the wrestling practice. It was a nightmare. And I remember calling my wife, which was still in Roanoke, and saying, I'm done. I will never eat fast food again. And there was two parts to that. I think one of it was because I felt like that and I didn't want to feel like that again. But another part was I knew I was morbidly obese, and I knew that fast food was a large part of it. And I knew that I didn't have any hope as far as what I was going to do to lose weight. But I felt like, you know what, at the end of the day, if I cut fast food out, I will eventually lose some weight. I don't know that it really worked out that way, but it was kind of what I was thinking. So I stopped eating fast food. And now let me just state right now, before you guys we get any farther with it, that fast food to me may vary from what fast food is to you. When I say I have not eaten fast food in 10 years, I mean if it has a drive-through, I have not been there. So we're talking none of the McDonald's, none of the KFCs, none of the Sonics, none of the, whatever the fast food places are, Wendy's, Popeyes, I don't even know, whatever they are. I haven't been to any of those. I have eaten at Subway. Our Subways here in Virginia do not have drive-thrus, and I have eaten at pizza places. I've gone and picked up pizza and brought them home. I do not have the pizzas delivered. So my thought process is, one of the problems with fast food and one of the reasons why I wanted to give it up is because it was so easy and convenient. I could just go through the fast food line and I could have food instantly. I could eat it in my car and I could just move on with my day. And being able to do something like pizza, where I have to go there and I have to pick it up, I have to bring it home and then eat it with my family, that was a little bit different. So I didn't really consider that fast food. So those are the areas that I want. And yes, that means no Chick-fil-A. My wife still eats Chick-fil-A. She cut every other fast food out with me, but Chick-fil-A. She still goes to Chick-fil-A, so more power to her. I know a lot of people's favorite fast food place is Chick-fil-A, so for all you people, I definitely feel you. My wife tries to say, well, it's different. It's not quite fast food, but it is. It has a drive-thru. So ultimately, I gave all of that up, and this year is my 10th year because my son is turning 11, and I stopped before he was 1. And I have not had any McDonald's French fries, no 20-piece nuggets, no double quarter pounders with cheeses, nothing from Wendy's, nothing in between. I have obviously eaten at restaurants. I can go in, sit down and eat is perfectly fine. And deli style, where they have indoor eating or something like that, is fine too. I'm talking about chain fast food. You guys can understand what I'm saying. So what did I learn? What have I figured out from having 10 years of not eating fast food? And the first of which is, it made fasting easier for me. And I know you'd be like, well, what in the world's going on? But I adjusted to intermittent fasting fast. I had suffered so much cutting out fast food. I was literally addicted to it as if it was cigarettes. I could not stop eating fast food. And to go cold turkey was very difficult. It took a lot of time. I mean, I could almost cry when I passed a fast food restaurant when I first started, but I overcame it. So when it came to food and fasting, I think my mind had already gone through something similar, so I was able to adjust so much easier. So that's one thing that I think that has helped me out of it. Another thing that I learned from it is how much money I was spending. I was spending so much money in fast food. If you think about it, paying $7 a meal 3 times a day through the course of a year is super expensive. And you would think that that means I didn't eat things at home, but I still ate food out of the cupboard and all of those kind of things. So ultimately, I was spending so much money, and I learned that part of it. But more importantly than anything else, I think I learned that the quality of things that I was eating, although the taste was there, it didn't give me the energy and the nutrition that I really needed to be a functional, healthy human being and a functional, healthy adult. And that I learned most, I think, importantly, is that you can survive on fast food, but you can't thrive on it. You can't take your life to the next level putting toxic waste into your body, and that's what fast food is. They keep all the chemicals to process it and keep it as good and fresh as it can be. I suggest, if you guys have not seen the video on McDonald's where they've got it on YouTube, I think it was from the Super Size Me movie, but I'm not sure. I will link a clip of it in this video below if you haven't seen it. But they put the fast food out on a table and they show you, how it breaks down over the course of time. It is unbelievable to see a McDonald's French fry does not break down like ever. So you're putting that in your body. That's not good for you. That doesn't do the things your body needs it to do. And I think ultimately all of our insulin resistant problems and all of these things come from a lot of the processed stuff, and it comes from the fast food restaurants. So I am not here to preach to anyone, and I'm not here to tell anyone how to do their intermittent fasting. Some people may thrive on a fast food based intermittent fasting. I'm just telling you now that if you switch over to whole foods and you switch over to good, solid, things that you can get out of the environment that are natural, you're going to feel better and you're going to do better on your intermittent fasting journey. And ultimately speaking, that the fast food, what I've learned the most is that it's just really not worth it. So if you're on it still, I suggest you try to wean off of it and try to get it out of your life. I think you'll feel better because of it. All right, you're going to see my face. It pops up right here. If you click on that, you're going to subscribe to this channel, and it is free. Can you believe that? And the tips and tricks that I am supplying to you are priceless. So go ahead and click on it. You have nothing to lose, and you're going to help my channel grow and show me your support. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.